Hey everybody, welcome back. Have a question for you. In an emergency, could you get to your bug out location? A lot of people have a bug out location, or they dream about having one. Hey, I really want to have a cabin somewhere. I really want to have a secondary location that I can fall back to get away from the city or the suburb or wherever they are. And I completely get that, because you want to get away from people. People are dangerous. People are unpredictable. And the smaller the crowds, the better. No crowds is fantastic. So a lot of people out there do have a bug out location, or they, like I said, they dream about having one. It's a goal of theirs. Question: can you get there? Can you get there, or will there be problems? If you look at, for example, a lot of people are concerned about the possibility of an EMP. Well, you realize if there's an EMP, your car is not going to work. If your car was made after, what is it, like 1989, 1990, something like that, there's too many electronics in the car. It's not going to function properly. And if you had a functioning vehicle, there's 100 million other vehicles on the road that are stopped dead, clogging things up. You're not going anywhere. Or if your vehicles are functioning, what if there's roadblocks? What if there's like National Guard and Sheriff's Office posts set up to stop you from traveling? Could you go cross country? Could you cut through something like this? And how far? And for how long? And how well equipped can you be for that? There's only so much food, water, and ammo you can carry. A lot of people, they're not physically equipped for it, never mind whether or not they have any equipment. They're not prepared for that. Less than 10% of the surface area of the United States is actually populated. I know you feel like the whole thing is full, and they try to drive, oh, you know, we're overpopulated and whatever. We're overpopulated because people stack on top of each other. That's why they build buildings up instead of out. We live on top of each other, and that's globally, not just in the United States. That's all over the world. You see this. Like 90% of the United States is unpopulated, and I want to say, according to, I forget which government agency it was, but they estimate that about 57% of it is almost completely uninhabitable. For whatever reason, there's no water, the soil is no good, whatever the reasons are. And if you think about it, much of the United States is deserts, hills and valleys, super thick underbrush, swampland. If you had to, okay, I'm going to go to my cabin, you can't drive, and you don't want to be seen on the roads. What was a 4 or 5 hour drive, which would have been anywhere, you know, a day's travel on a road or a path, is about 20 miles. You know, what would have been 15, 20 days walk, maybe, suddenly becomes like 2 months to get wherever you're going, because you're traveling like this through super thick underbrush and dealing with wild animals and swamplands and no water sources and whatever you might encounter cutting to where you're going. And if you don't think that you would be cut off, remember, it's already happened during the C virus little thing that went on for a couple of years back. A lot of those woodland estates and cabins were blocked from access, and we actually had some experience with that, because we have access to a cabin. It would take about 4 or 5 hours to drive to, but walking, how long would that take? And again, if you can't be in the roads because you're going to get turned around by a deputy or by somebody from the National Guard, you're going to have to cut through something like this to get there. How long would that take? And can you do it? Again, during the C virus little pandemic nonsense, a lot of cabins, and I know in Tennessee and where was it, South Carolina, were blocked. People drove up there thinking, oh well, I'll just go to my little bug out location and hang out for a couple of months until this blows over, and they were turned around. So what are you going to do? Can you get to your location in an emergency? Could you go and park your car at somewhere and pack up your stuff and huff it through the woods and up and over a mountain range to get to your cabin?
And also you have to think about, do you have kids?
Oh yeah.
Because I was watching this one prepper channel. It was a while ago. It was more than a year. It was probably 2 years ago or more. And this person lives in Florida, and they have a bug out location in Tennessee.
Okay.
And it was like, that's a full state away. And then depending on where you live in Florida, that's like a state and a half away. It's like, how are you going to get there? Like you said, if it's an EMP, you're not driving. If it's a epidemic,
A lockdown.
oh yeah, you might can drive for a portion of the way until something goes on. But if you had to walk and you have small kids, can they make it?
And
can you make
it? In that particular instance, don't mean to cut you off there, but they're in Florida. That means if they had to get off of the roads, there's a lot of dangerous wetlands in Florida.
Yeah.
You're not bringing kids through.
Yeah, depending on, again, where you live in Florida.
Yeah.
And then, can you make it? Can your spouse make it? Everybody can't walk 20 miles a day.
Yeah.
Everybody can't walk 1 mile a day. I'm just being honest.
True.
And you have to be honest with yourself, and you say, okay, I am going to have a bug out location. That's fine. And we are not against bug out locations. Sure. It's just, think about everything. One, if I have to walk to my bug out location, is supplies at the location, or do I have to take supplies to the location? If you have to walk there, how much supplies are you going to be able to realistically carry?
Yeah.
We used to watch what was that show? They judge you on your...
Is it Doomsday Preppers?
Doomsday Preppers.
That show's ridiculous.
You know, yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah.
But they had this one lady on there. She is trying to take her little picture frames. She's taking the photo album. She wants this, she wants that. And the family ultimately made her like one of those shelters from Home Depot, and they put it on a trailer so that they can pull it, and they filled it with everything that she could possibly want. Okay, that's not realistic.
It's not practical either.
They had another lady on there. Their plan was, we're going to go, because they lived on a waterway. They were going to load up a boat.
Oh, the woman with all the rafts.
She had the rafts full of like toilet
and
paper.
They're all strung together. That was stupid. Yeah.
Toilet paper and hand towels. And it's like, okay, that's not practical.
I think that show deliberately found the craziest people they could, so that they could make the whole concept look foolish.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, and I mean, it is a reality show, so it's going to be ridiculous. But I mean, some things that they showed was just stupid. But then you got to think, that person is out there.
Yeah.
They're out there. What are you going to do? How are you going to get there? And just think about that. And how far is this location from where you live actually, from where you actually live? And when are you leaving? Are you going to leave at the alarm bells, or are you going to wait a few weeks, a month or two, and then go, let things kind of simmer down, and then try to go? Those are some questions you have to ask yourself, and some planning that you need. And we talk a lot about preparing now, and that's preparing your physical body. And again, if you're going to have to walk, it's probably good to walk every day. And we saw one guy, again, watching some YouTube preppers. This one guy, he made it a practice to walk to his bug out location monthly,
Yeah.
just to get into the habit and take different routes there. And I thought that was smart. He packed a bag, a full-on bag, and he would walk there once a month because it was within the same state. It was like, I think, 20, 30 miles from where he actually
Okay.
lived. So he would walk there. He lived in
That
a
makes
major,
sense.
yeah, he lived in a major city. His location was like in the suburbs. So he had to go through the city and down, through a couple of other suburbs to get to where he had to go. That made sense. He practiced it. He had on the bag he wanted. So he got used to the weight. He went through different areas. So he got used to different terrains. That made sense.
Yeah, and also, do you have the skills to navigate that if you had to go off track? Mm-hmm. Again, a lot of people, they can't read maps anymore. They don't have a compass. They don't know what a compass is. Everything is GPS. Everything's on their cell phone. And if you don't have that, or if it's not working, what are you going to do? And I know a lot of the people that are probably watching this, they know better.
Yeah.
But it's still important to think about, can you get there? Can you find it? Do you have the skills and the tenacity to chop your way through the hard way if you had to, if you were blocked off on purpose? Mm-hmm. There's a lot to consider there.
And you always see on these TV shows, The Walking Dead, and that other one we used to watch with the zombies, and they walking all the way across the country. Like the one show, they started off on the East Coast and needed to get to California, and they walked, found cars, found cars.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Walking Dead, they went from Atlanta to Virginia walking and all of that, and they make it look so easy, so simple as a Sunday scroll.
Yeah.
And all of this.
It would not be easy.
No.
It would not be easy, especially for a modern, decadent society.
Yeah.
But hey, thoughts? Everybody have any more points that they want to throw into that? Feel free to post your thoughts in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up. The rumor is it helps with the algorithm. I don't believe that, but I sure do appreciate it. Share it if you can. Probably the only way it will get seen. This is actually a very oppressed channel, courtesy of ScrewTube. They don't like me. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos, all of that. If you saw random cat pictures and you're like, what the hell is the deal with that? They are strays that my wife and I take care of, and images of them actually help with the loading algorithm, because YouTube would rather you look at cats than think. If you wanted to help the channel out, or the stray cats for that matter, there are links for that down below. Every little bit helps, and we sure do appreciate it. And if that's it, then what more can I say but stay frosty, folks, and thanks for watching.